Why did you want to be a starter, and why did you think you could do it? I could take my guess. It's that being a closer in New York and not being Mariano Rivera is a nightmare. But what's your answer? Why did you want to do that?
Man, I'll say I enjoyed every second of my time there. Being a closer and being in New York. I mean, it was a great, fantastic 3 years. I loved every second of it, and it was just one of those things that kind of organically started unfolding throughout the year last year. At the end, I started mixing in a couple more pitches, the four seam. I was messing around with the changeup, catch play toward the end of the year. And it was one of those things where, that stuff started organically happening, basically because, I was starting to evolve more as a pitcher. I knew I was going to evolve a little more. And there was some early interest about starting. And I was like, you know what? Um, if I'm going to expand my arsenal a little bit and there's an opportunity here, man, let's go for it. Yeah, I think this side of the pitching of it's a little more game planning, a little more analytical, strategic. I think that excites me, and it's a little bit more probably of my personality, and I think all those things combined, especially the opportunity here with the Mets. To me, it was something that man I wanted to sign up for, and glad to be here.
You mentioned there was some feels on it early. Can you take
hmm
us through this? Were you and your agent putting out, "Hey, I'm willing to start," or teams calling and saying, "We've
hmm
seen your stuff. We think it can translate." What teams were interested? Can you take us through that,
hmm
especially early part of free agency, of how this evolves to where you end up being a starting pitcher?
Yeah, the World Series ended, and I mean, it was never even before and even after, after the end of the days after, and just you're processing the season, what was going on, the upcoming off season. It was never really like an internal drive of like, man, let's go be a starting pitcher. Let's make this happen. That was never really, something that was, on my mind as soon as things ended. And as the off season started to unfold just a little bit, it was pretty early on. My agent, approached me and said, "Hey, there's been a couple of questions about um, just the starting possibility. Is that something is in the realm of possibility? Something he's thought about?" And so he come to me with that idea, and after giving some thought, I was like, "Hey, I've kind of been going this direction with a pitch arsenal and pitch mix. I believe I can do it. I've still wanted to do it, and I mean, let's see what's out there." And I think as he started seeing what else was out there, it was pretty soon we found out there was going to be a real possibility of having a chance to start. And so once I knew that, I kind of knew that was the direction I pretty much wanted to go. And there's a decision there at the end of kind of where to go and the best fit for it. And the Mets was for me the the clear choice there at the end.